Chapter 13.
For 3 days, Alice sat vigilant, observing the transformation of Charlie Swan into one of their kind. Edward had whisked Bella away to get her settled at college. When Chief Swan announced his early retirement to Florida, the townsfolk of Forks were surprised, though none blamed him for seeking a change. As the ordeal neared its end, Harry remained steadfast at his mate's side, the sound of Charlie's heartbeat a comforting consistency. Alice refrained from glimpsing the future, unsettled by how Harry watched her even in her visions, a manifestation of his own magic, though no less eerie for that. "The time has come," Jasper declared. A serene calm remained all around them, undisturbed. In a heartbeat, the situation shifted. Charlie's pulse quickened. "He'll pull through, won't he?" Harry asked, swallowed up in his oversized green sweater. "A touch too late to ponder that, my friend," commented Marcus. Alice paid little heed to Marcus, who, now imbued with personality, was an enigma. In the past, he'd advised her to take up meditation during their interactions. "Charlie's destiny rests with her now," Marcus continued, invoking Lady Magic's guidance. "A moment to gather our thoughts and connect with our source might serve us well." Alice resisted a deep urge to strangle him, only sighing as Marcus took a deliberate breath. "Wow," came Charlie's voice, newfound clarity in his gaze. Harry's grip tightened on Charlie's hand. "Thirst? A deer might do, or perhaps you're craving pancakes." Charlie tenderly swept hair from Harry's face, as though handling fine china. Alice glanced away, meeting Jasper's gaze, where his latent calm radiated with joyful glimmers. "I promise to escort you to Volterra," Marcus announced. "First, ensure you're sated. Our agreement to uphold your daughter's humanity during her studies stands, but your moment is now. Charlie Swan." Alice watched the pair slip into the night, running through the futures she foresaw, seeking the optimal outcome. "Jasper, let's offer our farewells," she determined. He clasped her hand, bowing elegantly. "Farewell, Marcus Volturi. Extend my regards to Arrow, Caius, and the rest." "Parting kindly," Alice uttered, dashing towards the freedom of the forest. The moon cast its glow, unveiling a world Charlie had never perceived with such clarity. Meeting them at the airport, one of the Volturi guards seemed bewildered when Marcus mentioned blocked chakras. Yet now they approached the city gates. Charlie's no longer existent stomach still seemed to churn. "Why is Harry?" he queried, knowing Bella remained in Arizona under Edward's watchful eye, while Carlisle and Esme stationed themselves in Seattle for the Quilut's security. Forks was protected. His anxiety puzzled him. Harry beamed. "Trust me, it's all right," he reassured, kissing Charlie's hand. "Charlie," Harry greeted Arrow. "Immortality is yours to wear proudly." Charlie marveled at getting through airport scrutiny with conspicuous red eyes, while Harry's remained notably green. In doubt, Charlie credited magical forces. "Arrow, returning feels like coming home." Every gaze turned towards Marcus. "How do you fare, brother?" Caius probed, suspicion shadowing his glance at Harry. Arrow, taking Marcus' hand, promptly recoiled. "Nothing is discernible," he admitted, then eyed Charlie. "Your gift resembles your daughter's, perhaps?" How it functioned remained unclear. "Likely shielding against powers," Harry posited, still a working hypothesis. "Never mind that. I have unearthed magic," Marcus interjected, drawing even more astonishment. "Magic," Caius echoed. "Ubiquitous," Marcus elaborated. "I sense its presence." The portal Harry described, a tale familiar to the Bulgarians, Murmureshtata Zavisa. "Splendid," Arrow exclaimed. "To discover magic is a marvel. But you must rest. Travel has been taxing. Dimitri, lead our guests to their quarters. We'll convene once more come morning." The swiftness with which the hall emptied was a vampire-exclusive feat, leaving Charlie relieved for Harry's steady presence. Without a trustworthy weapon, unease seeped through him. What changed for Marcus? Pondered Dimitri, escorting them to what resembled a lavish, windowless suite. He realized there are bigger forces in this world. Harry replied, eyes drawn to the ornate ceiling. A revelation of self and belonging, Charlie added. Dimitri pondered. He seemed content. Magic tends to inspire such feelings. Magic truly exists. Harry, flicking his wand, responded not verbally, but with a deft transformation. Dimitri's shoes now housed a large rabbit. Charlie addressed the creature. In half a day, the charm shall dissolve. He chuckled as the rabbit hopped away. Reckon we should keep the boots, Harry? Inquired Charlie. Forget the boots, Harry pivoted. I want you to make love to me in this room. Maybe things feel different now that you're changed, too. Charlie was no wordsmith like Bella or in tune with feelings as Harry was, but even he knew how to answer such a request. He kicked off his shoes, drawing Harry close for a kiss. The pursuit did transform Dimitri, Arrow commented. Perhaps less so, if he could refrain from gnawing wires. Felix, barked Caius. Keep an eye on him. Damages to the electrical systems come out of any compensation you get. Compensation? We pay no salaries, Marcus observed, this new openness echoing earlier, pre-Volturi days. It's a wonder any happenings reach you, Caius retorted, yet he embraced Marcus warmly. What has befallen you, brother? A question most excellent, Arrow agreed. Marcus felt a firm, yet gentle grasp on his hand. As the moments stretched into minutes, he stood silently, aware of the instant when Arrow glimpsed the memory of Didyme. A soft murmur escaped Arrow's lips. Oh.
Deus meu.
What has happened? Caius barked, his curiosity piqued. Marcus awaited Arrow's release before observing him sink heavily into a chair. Harry wields a unique gift. He bridged the gap between life and death, Marcus explained with measured calm. Through him, I was able to converse with Didyme. What was that again? She asked me to let her go. The phrase twisted uncomfortably on Marcus' tongue, yet it was the most truthful sentiment he had ever expressed. I've been speaking with Harry, Marcus continued, clarity in his tone. He originates from a realm where magic and hardship intertwine. It seems I, too, hail from such a place. My memory now teases me with fragments from my mortal days, chiefly concerning magical runes. Are you explaining that you're a sorcerer? Caius queried, easing into a seat himself. In my former life, I practiced wizardry, Marcus affirmed. Arrow interjected. Marcus was discussing with the swans the topics of eternal life and unending grief. Coming from Arrow, who often gave voice to Marcus' unspoken emotions, this was not unexpected. These runes, when utilized in rituals, can yield profound magical transformations. Marcus, with Harry's assistance, aims to develop one to undo the curse of vampirism. What? At Renata's startled exclamation, accompanied by her hands flying to her mouth, they all turned toward her. Marcus had momentarily overlooked her presence. Is everything all right with you, dear? Arrow inquired gently. Marcus chose not to heed the conversation further. Instead, he ruminated on the revelation Arrow had laid bare, the advent of a remedy for vampirism, a chance to shed this age-old curse. For centuries, Marcus had endured the constancy of the vampire's existence, unlike the ever-changing human race. The prospect of returning to his ancient human form, how enticing it was. The notion of savoring food, surrendering to sleep, wandering into dreams. What would it be like to remember nothing? Contact with Charlie had become sporadic for Bella. Every fortnight, like clockwork from the years with Renee, he would phone her, relaying tales from Volterra and listening to her academic pursuits in English. Her thesis was finally taking shape, centered on the themes of rebirth and immortality in Gabriel Garcia Marquez's opus, 100 Years of Solitude. Jacob's calls were less frequent, merely updates about the pack. A pack that had dwindled to 6. Nostalgia tinted his voice as he spoke of missing her, yet contentment was unmistakable. After imprinting on Jessica at their graduation, they were happily rooted in Forks, while others fled its mundane embrace. Bella felt reassured knowing the inhabitants of Charlie's home cherished it as deeply as Harry had. Edward was knee-deep in his pre-med studies once more. He remained respectfully distant, always there if needed, yet his social world scarcely expanded beyond her. It was odd contemplating their dynamic, she solidly whole, as he perceived himself merely as her complementary half. Their kisses still stirred excitement in Bella's belly. Evasive of Edward's strict aversion to premarital intimacy, she improvised with adult novelties, persuading him to play an active role. Life was remarkably harmonious despite this challenge. In just 12 months, her undergraduate journey would conclude. Perhaps a postgraduate step next? Charlie's reassurance was that the Volturi's perception of time defied human norms, allowing ample opportunity. Back at his beloved discipline under Carlisle's influence, yet again, Edward retreaded old territory in the medical field. Carlisle's relentless passion for medicine has stood unwavering for over half a millennium. Bella's affection for Edward did not waver. It evolved from a fierce blaze to a steady warmth, like the serene lakes of her childhood fishing trips with Charlie. At their most tender, nestled together for nostalgic TV marathons, it mirrored the love she recalled between Charlie and Harry. And yet, she was haunted by the thought that, like Marcus' lost love, she might perish and leave Edward to mourn endlessly. The very notion of such profound influence over another's existence unnerved her. What truly unsettled her was the reflexive realization that if fate claimed Edward, her mourning might last a fleeting year before acceptance. Sunday after Sunday, Edward bestowed upon Bella his pancake creations. She withheld comment on their nutritional flaws, forgoing the culinary health trend for his painstaking care, preferring sweet nothings and her hidden yearning. "I love you," she declared, a tender kiss upon his youthful cheek, the love that had grown tranquil like those cherished lakes. Cosmetic imperfection of the inaugural pancake? Irrelevant with a generous spread of chocolate. She savored it slowly, summoning the resolve to voice what her heart had contemplated for days. "Maybe we should consider taking some time off next semester," she ventured, almost fringing on what lay dormant in her mind. Edward's face brightened, pacified as he offered another delightful pancake. "There's an exclusive opportunity, a student exchange in Volterra," she continued. "I'm sending in an application for the scholarship." Edward's surprise was palpable. "But it's for art students," he challenged. "From what I hear, Arrow's tastes can be perilous for humans. Once they enter his domain, few return."
Bella laughed lightly.
With Charlie and Harry's presence, Arrow won't find his appetite. Absent-mindedly, Edward shrouded his astuteness occasionally with sheer naivety. "I'm wary of your safety if you are still human, Bella," Edward urged, reminiscent of his prior cautioning before Harry's formidable threats. Bella drank deeply from her tea. "I don't plan on remaining human," she said with quiet determination. His eyes stayed on hers until the fire alarm's shrill protest broke their moment. When the chaos abated, they found solace side by side, entwined hands, their temperatures a stark contrast. "Are you absolutely sure, Bella? There's abundance of time ahead. Consider a doctorate, or explore a newfound discipline. Change is ever within reach." The Italian papers had long left her grasp, sealed with motivations and confidence fueled by camaraderie and indulged musings. "No, Edward, this is precisely where I meant to stand. The fear of change no longer claws at me." Deep down, she knew, she feared awakening to a realization that he, anchored in the antiquity of 1918, had not metamorphosized while she aspired toward a life beyond him. "Clarity eludes me," Edward confessed. She responded with a gentle kiss, It's my body, my decision, she asserted. Edward, your need to comprehend everything is sweetly exhaustive. The familiarity of his smile, a salve to her apprehensions. Will you consent to an Italian wedding 'neath Volterra's skies? He requested, a familiar refrain she had danced with countless times. A deep, calming breath drew her resolve emboldened. To embark for Volterra, embrace Charlie and Harry anew, embrace the eternal semblance of vampirism beckoned enticingly. Yes, she affirmed, her heart resolute and ready. Absolutely, Edward, I'll do that.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this chapter, please hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to stay updated with more audiobooks. Happy listening!